husband and wife, partners in life, family and business.
Through the ups and downs, we've overcome. God as a witness.
From the household of faith to real estate to what's happening now.
We've got something to talk about. So for the next few moments, please allow us
to bring you something you can feel.
It's time for the real talk about real life. Nothing but real. Wanna tell the truth, it's on design. Let's be real. Join in, tell your friends, 'cause every now and then we all need a reality check
with the Adolphs.
Welcome to Reality Check with the Adolphs. We're Willie and Tequila Adolph.
Yes, we are. In today's episode, we have special guest, TV talk show host Monique White. In our episode, we are unmasking depression. Come back after this commercial.
Hi guys, we're Willie and Tequila Adolph.
Oh yeah.
And what do we do?
Man, we do real estate, credit restoration, concierge service.
I sell Mary Kay. We're ministers. We do marriage counseling.
And we have 2 TV shows, Reality Check with the Adolphs and Bring on the Day.
Hey guys, get to know us at
www.theadolphgroup.com.
Bring on the day. Trusting in God's instructions. Bring on the day. Conversations with Billy and Tequila. Time to bring on, bring on, bring on, bring on, bring on, bring on, bring on the day.
Welcome back to Reality Check with the Adolphs. And this week's question of the week is,
What's a movie that you can quote from start to finish?
what's a movie that
I
you
think
can
I'm
quote?
gonna go back a little bit. 48 Hours.
I love Eddie Murphy. He is the bomb. Like then, and I think he has like about 15 kids now? Close to it. He has a lot.
I don't know.
But mine is, it's a tie. So I love White Chicks, and I can quote it, and I can sing the song, and I'm so excited. And Talladega Nights.
If you're not first,
You're last. So from Facebook, and don't forget, guys, each week we have a question of the week. Go to our Facebook page, Reality Check with the Adolphs, and chime in on a question or inbox us on a question that you want answered on air. We saw Coming to America.
yeah, we've seen a lot of
Yeah, Coming to America, and they're coming out with a part 2.
Part 2.
Rush Hour, Bad Boys, The Lion King,
Yeah.
Aww, Love and Basketball, The Color Purple. Friday, you know that one too. I thought you were going to say that. The 5 Heartbeats, What's Love Got to Do with It? Metropolis, City Lights, Grease. Yeah, that's a
that's a
oldie.
good
That's a
one.
good one. 2012, Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it.
All right, guys. We're going to go to a quick commercial and we'll be back with Monique White in Unmasking Depression.
Hi, this is Willie Adolph of the Adolph Group at Equity House Properties. I'm here today to talk to you about home purchasing. You know, a lot of times people want to know, where do we start? When do we start? How much do we need to save? What does our credit score need to be like? Can I really move in now? And the answer is yes. The thing is that you want to get pre-approved first before you even go house shopping, because what you wouldn't want to happen is that you find the perfect home, but the bank won't qualify you for your mortgage. So always get pre-approved first. So find a good lender, which we have a lot of resources for you on that. Second, you want to make sure that anything that's on your credit, if it's something that you can work with, let's work with it, because everything on your credit, you know, it depends on what it is for each mortgage company. And third, once you get that pre-approval, now it's time to go house shopping. Now, Willie, what about the money, the down payment and things like that? Well, they have a lot of programs that's out there. So based on your credit will depend on the down payment assistance that you can receive. But we do have a lot of resources and a lot of things that can help you. And everyone with the Adolph Group will hold you by your hand and walk you through the whole process. So you can contact us at www.theadolphgroup.com or 281-451-7087. And remember, when you have will, you have a way.
The Adolphs Group at Equity House Properties. We provide residential, commercial, leasing apartment locating. We provide consulting on home buying, home selling, and credit restoration. We help with private investments through All Faith Investment Corporation. Contact us now, the Adolphs Group at Equity House Properties. We make real estate your reality.
Hi, welcome back to Reality Check with the Adolphs. And today is just amazing. We have the beautiful Monique White.
Now, you know, Reality Check. We pull the best guests of people that we know. And we're so proud to have national TV talk show host Monique White. Monique, thank you for coming.
Thank you for having me again. At least this time we're not talking about dating. I'm happy to be here.
Monique, tell our viewers a little bit about yourself.
Well, as you know, my name is Monique White. I have been in the media business for 10 years, 2 shows. My most recent and probably my final show will be the Our Life TV show. I am on Access Cable and all streaming platforms through the On Point Network. That's all I do.
Well,
Hosting and creating content.
Wow, so you just do a lot of talking.
You know what?
Well, today you're on the other side of the interviewership,
And which is not often.
Yeah, so we appreciate your time. We're going to appreciate your transparency today. We wanted to talk about a subject that's from the heart, because it's such a big issue that people are not, they're still sweeping it under the rug after all these years. So can you tell us a little bit where you're from?
I'm originally from Opelousas, Louisiana. So if you haven't heard of Opelousas, we're like 30 minutes from Lafayette, Louisiana. I was born and raised there. I moved here almost 30 years ago to Houston.
So can you tell us a little bit about your family? You have brothers and sisters, mother, father?
I have, I grew up in a household, mother, father. I'm the 7th. I'm the last one, the baby. So I'm the 7th, and I also have a half brother. And now it's It's 6 of us now. One of my sisters passed away about 17 years ago.
Yeah. So the reason why we had asked you to be on this show, over the past year, you've had recent deaths in your family, but beyond the deaths, you have, and you're an advocate for depression, mental health, mental illness, and we wanted to go on your personal struggle with it and kind of find out how did it start? Because when you have issues like something mentally, it doesn't really start with you. It has to be your environment, how you grew up. So can you explain a little bit about that, or just tell your story?
So, do you want me to go back to my mom's history with it, or you want me to just talk about which part of
I
it?
really want you to talk to your moms because, so in my personal household, I struggle with depression. And I didn't realize the effect that it had on my children until they became teenagers. And I'm like, wow, if I didn't act like that, then maybe my children would be different. So if not, the whole history because of the timing of the show, but just what things that you can touch upon on your mom that kind of, struck you at a young age that she had this illness?
Well, I personally think my mom's illness came from postpartum depression after having me. She had me at 40. I don't think it was cured correctly. Later on down the line, I discovered we had some mental health and depression ran in different sides of the family.
Okay.
But I think with her, it never was cured correctly, and it just spiraled out of control to where she became a schizophrenic. She shot herself when I was in the 5th grade. Stayed in a mental institution for 6 years of my life. Growing up as a kid, and I've said this when I've done interviews before, I have to say, I had a normal childhood. I knew she was sick. We didn't look at her no differently. We didn't, like some families will hide that they have a relative that has a mental issue. We never hid that. My father, my siblings, my grandparents, aunts, they never shielded me from what was going on. If I had a question in regards to her, they told me. They never secretly talked about it when I came around or covered it up whatsoever. My friends never bullied me. They knew she wasn't there. They knew where she was. I never was bullied. So I kind of had like the best normal upbringing you could have without your mom being there. With as a kid being taken to a mental institution to visit her. And all of that kind of stuff. And then when she came home, you knew she wasn't right. But she was good enough to them let her come home on a pass, but you knew she wasn't right. So you and your grandmother looking out the door talking about, do you see your mom coming down the street? Because she wanted to go walk to the store for whatever, because she was trying to cook and all this kind of stuff. So, but it was pretty normal. But like I tell people, for me, with me watching that with her, it helped me when I started going through my own depression.
Okay, tell us a little bit about that, because seeing that, then you're like, okay, I either want to be like that or I don't want to be like that. Now you said that you struggle. What gave you the idea that you were actually struggling with depression?
Well, first of all, I will tell anybody, the depression and mental illness just does not come from you being diagnosed as schizophrenic, bipolar. You can have a life change. And in my situation, I had life changes that threw me way off. With my mom, she was a schizophrenic. She had to have medication for the rest of her life to get back to her normal self. With me, my sister passed away, and it's been 17 years now. So she had an aneurysm, and she just died one day. And at that time, I was dealing with personal issues, and that was a lot. And my sister lived here in Houston. Then 8 months later, while I was still grieving my sister, I was homeless. And my best friend, the first friend I had, when I moved to Houston, died the exact same way as my sister.
Wow.
And when I discovered all of this, I again homeless, and they had already buried her. So I was literally stuck in a 2-year depression. It got to the point where I would go to church, but I would sit there and say, why am I here? I had started giving things away. And one night it came to the point where I took some pills and I tried to kill myself. And then I eventually sought help from a pastor, and he turned me around without me even having to go sit with a psychiatrist and take medication and all that kind of stuff. So I was a rare case. Not too many people can do that, because some people, you unfortunately, you might need medication. But I knew I had a problem, and I knew it wasn't right. A lot of people said, well, you don't want to be here because of your sister or your best friend. No, I didn't want to be here anymore because I felt no one was going to miss me. I felt no one was going to care if I was not here. So I didn't feel guilty because my sister and my best friend wasn't here anymore. It's just, with everything I had going on in life, I just felt like no one would miss me, so it wouldn't matter. And it's a lot of people feel that way, but they don't say that. They don't say that. And life changes, especially when it's dealing with the pandemic, dealing with what we just went through. Life will weigh an individual down a whole lot more than people think.
So how do you solve that? Do you have accountability partners? Is it kind of like, like Alcoholics Anonymous? Do you have someone that calls you and say, hey, how are you dealing with this now?
I can call him if I was to get in a dark place like that. But because of the things I've been through and experienced, I know when I might be in a dark place, but then I will take myself out of that place and I will turn it around. If I have a pity party, it's not going to last long. And I'm gonna turn it around. Now, if I'm too much, and if I see where I can't get out that dark place, I will call him, because I still can call him at any time and talk to him. And I will call him and talk to him and say, hey, this is what's going on, blah, 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 and whatever.
Man. Well, it's good that you can recognize something like that for yourself and to be able to address it. Because some people can't.
They still trying to hide it because you're trying to live whatever reality you living in.
Right.
Instead of see that you need some kind of care, some kind of way.
Guys, we're going to go take a quick commercial break. And when we come back with Ms. White, I want to see what tips she can offer to give help for those of you out there who may have been struggling with this issue and just don't know where to reach out. We'll be right back after this commercial.
Welcome to River and Word. Our founder is Pam Jones, and she has so much to offer to independents. River and Word magazine helps promote, support, and connect you to radio, TV, and marketers to help you be successful in the arts. River and Word recently launched the River Word Gospel Radio Station. It's a place to gain more exposure for your music or talk shows. River Health offers all natural products that may help you lose weight, gain energy, reverse the signs of aging, improve eyesight, grow your hair, and almost 40 plus benefits. For more information, visit riverhealthnewulife.com. Pam Jones also has 4 River Consulting for independents, where she will guide, advise, and connect you to the resources to develop your brand. Pam Jones founded the River Awards to recognize and award the independent artists in music, dance, writing, and painting. She felt a call from God to give honor to his people. For more information, visit us at riverandword.com.
Are you ready to learn how to communicate with each other to discover your strengths and weaknesses that will complement each other towards your new and successful career? Are you ready to have a chance of creating an enjoyable and successful lifestyle with the one whom your soul loves?
Reach out to us today and we will help you get started with couple bonding in business at www.couplesinbusiness.com. Welcome back to Reality Check with the Adolphs. And we got to hear a few things about depression.
Yes, and we still have Monique with us. Monique, can you give us some tips on what we should do if we think we're going through depression or we see somebody that may have depression?
Definitely, number one, lose the fear, the embarrassment, and get help. If you are hearing voices, and I say this because everyone that's depressed don't hear voices, but if you're hearing voices and all this kind of stuff, please seek psychiatric help. Please definitely do, for one, with that. If you had a life change and you down and you falling into a funk that you just can't get out, find someone that you feel confident talking to. Someone that's not going to judge you and throw it back in your face later on down the line. If you don't feel you have a friend that's good enough to sit there and listen to everything you have to say, then seek help otherwise. If you're working, insurance. You can always reach out to the insurance. I reached out to a minister at my church, and I did not want to do that. I initially reached out to the insurance company first. They never called me back. So I'm still waiting for them to call me back after all these years. But I reached out to a pastor, and he worked with me. He did exercises and had me do different exercises. And he also contacted my parents, because at that point I wasn't even talking to my parents. And I called them every day. So it bothered my mother, because by that time she was back, her normal self, healthy and was fine. And she felt bad because she felt like I got depression from her. You know, so she felt bad about that. But I don't think I got it from her. It's just life changes. And you have to learn how to deal with life.
Yeah.
We're here.
And things are going to happen.
And things are going to happen.
Rosy and perfect.
Every day. We have to learn how to deal with life and how to juggle life.
Exactly.
When you have a TV show where you unmask things, what can you tell us about your TV show?
Yeah, the Our Life TV show was formed in 2015. It's about being transparent. It was created for women, but now I'm including men.
Ooh.
2020. 2021. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. So I'm including men. So because over the years I've met men that say that we go through things too, like women do. So I want to give the men the opportunity to be able to take their masks off, just like the women, and be free and transparent and discuss what we go through on a daily basis.
That's awesome.
So that's what Our Life is about.
Okay, and then another thing, I'm just grabbing everything because you're on the hot seat. I'm trying to get everything out of you. You got something else going on where, because of your experience in the media industry, what else do you have coming up?
So I decided to launch my brand out a little further. So the end of March, everybody will be able to register on the website, but I've decided to open the Our Life Media Clinic. And it's a clinic where you can come. You can do one-on-one classes with me. We can do group classes, or you could just purchase the recorded session. But we're going to talk about everything from fear to purpose. And that's not just fear being in front of the camera, but fear to step out into your purpose. And also, do you know your real purpose? And then we're just going to keep going down that road and talk about how to put shows together. The cameras you need, everything. It's a one-on-one all the way around. Oh, wow. From branding to marketing to all of that, to dressing to all of it. We're going to touch everything in the Our Life Media Clinic, because I see a lot of shows. A lot of people are creating content. Even the ones that do podcasts, they want to video it while they're doing it. But if you're trying to take your show to another level, or in a nationally syndicated level, it needs to look that level. for them to
Exactly.
even blink their eye and glance at it.
Mhm.
And so that's another thing I'm fixing to go into starting March. My March is crazy.
We're
So
excited about that.
So-
And thank you, Monique. We appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
You're always supporting us, and you know we're always behind you.
Most definitely, most
And
definitely.
you're my sissy. So.
You the only one that can get me dressed and makeup. Because I've enjoyed the pandemic being in my house.
We'll be right back after this commercial.
Welcome back to Reality Check with the Adolphs, and today was great.
Yeah, it was great. It was informative. I really appreciate my guest just telling her story, because there's so many people out here that aren't really happy, and they have this happy face mask on, and including myself. I've suffered through that, and I've had you around and my children, but people don't realize such an effect that they think it's only them, but it's actually everyone is affected by what you're going through.
Yeah, and it was great to hear that she's opening up to men, because men go through the same thing. Yeah, we're supposed to be tough and big and bad, but then behind closed doors, we have our dark secrets. We have our things that make us snap sometimes, and we are too prideful to go to help. But when you are in that situation, you got to go find some help.
Yes, definitely. Guys, make sure that you reach out to your circle, the people that you're around, that will actually listen. Because I think the problem is people who have friends with depression, they want to solve it. I'm not asking you to solve the problem. I'm asking you just listen to me. And if you listen to me, then you can watch me, then you can support me, or then maybe you can guide me. I don't want you to fix the problem. That's not for you to fix, but it is something that I'm dealing with that I need help to work through.
Exactly.
All right, guys. We are very grateful that you watched our show today, and we'll see you next week on Reality Check with the Adolphs.
Husband and wife, partners in life, family and business.
Through the ups and downs, we've overcome. God as a witness.
From the household of faith to real estate to what's happening now.
We've got something to talk about.